Hey you guys, it's MJ from I UNPLUG. I'm just gonna try and stay kind of quiet this morning because I'm in a house with some other people, and as often the case, I don't think it's even 4 in the morning yet. So this morning I woke up around 2, I think. But there again, I was in bed before, and I was in bed asleep before 9 o'clock. So I'm just aware the lighting is it's a little bit bright. I think that's better. Okay, so this is a topic. This is such an awesome topic, and I think it's a continual discussion point. Good morning. How are you, Megan? Um, okay, so John was asking a very nice question about like how do you assist newly awakening people, and it's sort of like a fine line because of all this sort of emotional reactivity and unconscious energies, and especially from that empathic or empath um, point of view, it, it it's like healing from trauma and abuse. It can be quite difficult to address certain things or even talk about certain subjects because we have so much trauma around it. At the same time, sometimes when we talk about more out there ideas or things like spirituality, people I learned a new expression in the last few months called cognitive dissonance, which I just think is fantastic because there's finally like an actual psychological expression for like what I've experienced often, and just the way that I view the world, and or this peculiar perspective I have throughout my life at different times. I'm sure of it that I speak about things and just go off on a tangent, and then whoever I'm speaking to gets that cognitive dissonance where they just sort of like, it's like there's like a, you jump tracks, or like you, or there's just like a gap in the tracks, and so there's in someone's brain there's no way to connect certain ideas, for example, where some of us who are more naturally abstract or critical thinkers, especially if we're tuning to the emotional field, it's a lot easier to sort of explain this stuff. Okay, so how to assist with newly awakening people around you. Hey Mike, how are you? Nice to see you. Now I know you're lucid. And also, you guys, I went live yesterday and I could see that, like, after the fact, I could see that I had comments, but there must be something like when I'm live on my laptop, I wasn't getting the comments through. So I could see the numbers, but I didn't know who, I didn't see your comments yesterday. So, um, okay, so one thing is like when people are just engaging with conversation about like about oh, like what's meditation about, or like what's yoga about, and like here's the thing, like even if you're a yoga teacher, guys, even if you're a meditation teacher, just be yourself. Just be honest. Like there's nothing there's nothing like more ickville than, for example, like back in the day when I started teaching yoga, and you have people attending a yoga class who often come up to the yoga teacher afterwards to talk about a shoulder injury or something going on, like therapy. They come and talk to you about what's going on. And it wasn't long after I started teaching yoga that I realized, like, I can't even try to pretend like I have the answers for people. um so how to assist with other people's awakening? Just continue on your own and be honest and be true to yourself, and be as transparent as possible. And at the same time, if you're doing work from the Fearless Life Guide, or this sort of deeper emotional healing work for the collective, then that's still your primary responsibility. And that's, thanks, Megan. And ultimately, as we head into these new bandwidth energies on this planet, that's just where we're all headed. Like, it's in our favor. It's in our favor to become emotionally, intellectually, mentally aware of what we're projecting into our field, right? So really, how to assist other people in their awakening is to just stay focused on yours, and then when it comes to relating to other people, like in any situation, just be present. I was having a chat with one of you recently about that. Like, legit presence can shift anything to the heart field. Like, somebody that you might even have quite a sticky pattern with, you can be in that pattern, and if you're just aware enough and like drop into your presence, even if they're like on one, if you know what I mean, like even if the other person is like super on a tangent and like just bitching and moaning, if you can be non-reactive, i.e. don't try to fix it, if there's emotion in you, just be present with your emotion, but like just breathe and hold space and be there as a presence. Then again, it happens every time, straight up. Like, if I can just be present, the other eventually will change their tune, and it's miraculous. And that's ultimately how I would say authentic coaching or intuitive coaching works as well, is that you're just present for someone else to work it out for themselves. That often, if we're like super fixated, we don't have the mental emotional space to find new perspective. Enter spiritual mentor, coach, or just a friend who just has a different way of looking at something, so that perspective can ultimately help them. And there again, so the final tip, so one, being honest, be yourself, and continue with your own awakening. Two, just be present for one another. And then three, which kind of loops back to the first one, it's like, yeah, you can just be honest, and then you can share stuff. You can share All to Love TV with people. And or really just like the most common thing I would say people do are like share videos and share books with people. Be like, what were some main ones for me? Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now, and then New Earth, and then back in 2010 when I was traveling India, I was reading Eat, Pray, Love and Shantaram. So yeah, a lot of us have a lot of different, we all have different resources when it comes to this stuff. But I would just say, like, legit, your own awakening is the ultimate primary path. Like, because we are one. It's one body. It's one human collective consciousness, one body of Christ. And so this whole kind of, all of the seeking and all of the grasping and awakening just always brings us back to the being that we are. And that there's to say, like, the truth of our heart as the being that we are is connected to the totality. So, like, of course we behave with right action, in alignment, in divinity, right, in compassion with one another, because we are one another. That's the whole thing of this awakening. And the empath is that we're like, why are we hurting each other? And it's like, heh. And then the empath, like the sensitivity of the empath is pure and clean. And that's why, like, the power of the empath in these days and these times that we're in is groundbreaking, miraculous. Like, it is in the light of our awareness and the purity of our heart and soul that we shine darkness away, that we shine corruption away, right? It is, and it's double-edged when it comes to some of that as well, because we're all one. Separation is an optical illusion. I love it. You're always welcome to share my videos. I am so grateful to you guys for sharing these videos. Like, this is my only intent, to like be able to share this and be love. and also be a selfish human being who wants to live a decent human life. Except, see, this is the empath plight is that for a lot of us as empaths, it's like we've not managed. It's not like you just go shopping and you have a good life. It's like, yeah, but there's suffering and oppression on the planet, and it hurts my heart. And it's like you can't. It's like once you open your eyes to some of that stuff, you're pretty much on the mish. You're pretty much just on your path of being greater love. Love is like it's like, well, it's like the creative life force. Love, it's the creative life force, right? Ah, I saw you. So you guys, I'm so thankful for you. I just saw 1033. um Plato's zodiac. It was like, of course you can. It's same, right, Megan? Like, that's why we understand each other. And there's been quite a break recently where I've realized, like, yeah, lots of sort of abuse patterns are really over. And, like, I can't even describe just the miracle of, like, wow, hanging out with other empaths who, like, want to give and share and be honest is just amazing. 9:33. You're an hour. You're just an hour behind me? Or are you, like, 11 hours behind me, Saskatoon? Yeah, you're... Oh, wait, what am I talking about? 11 hours? I'm like, it's 3 in the morning for me. So yeah, you're like 6 hours. Opium, yes, my sky. You feel it though as well, right? Like, that's the thing of, like, when we res, we res. It's just, but we've had all of this intense learning. A lot of us have had, like, the people pleasing learning to break through, because the people pleasing ultimately, like, is what gets us into the codependent manipulative patterns with people, because we just bend so easily to people's, like, needs and desires and just want to please and be so nice. And then when we shift, people are like, what, why aren't you? And you're like, ah, I have to run. So you guys, that's it for me today. I hope you have a beautiful day. PM. Yeah. I'm aware. Oh, hey, Steven. How are you? In Texas. I really love my US audience. I wish you guys could come to the UK. I would agree, Plato's zodiac. I really appreciate you guys. So Plato's, if you're new to the channel, yeah, feel free to share. And also, I do these live shares pretty much every day. So if there's any topics you want to discuss, that thing you just mentioned is a great topic. Like, and this is how often we kind of get trapped in patterns and loops, is that we just are, we get stuck in the knowing, and then are still disconnected from the perpetual recycling, regenesis, transformational process of the new way of being, which doesn't end. It's not like one awakening and then I know all. If anything, continue the perpetual awakening, and then the knowing is like less and less and less. I love you guys so much. I'm so thankful for you, and I love how you all, like, love each other and support each other. It really is such a loving and beautiful community. So have an awesome day, you guys. Yay! Ah, brilliant. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, you guys. Hat love vibrashe and virtual hugs. Virtual hugs. I might go live again later. I'll be going into Camden and doing a little bit of work on vegan love course. So don't forget to head over to Alta Love and subscribe and check out all of our juicy products. Have an awesome day, you guys. I love you.